Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GameSpot studios where we are live on the spot. This is our debut live show. We are very excited to have you with us. I'm your host, Chris Waters, and check it out in my chair next to me. We have got Joe Pinney from Telltale Games because we're starting it off with a live demo. Joe,
That's right.
Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Joe, we saw the sizzle reel at the beginning. You're not here to demo the game with the heads ripping off. You're here for...
Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Telltale Games, Jurassic Park, our latest series of episodic games.
Excellent. We're very excited and hope you folks are too. Now keep in mind, because it's live, we are answering your questions during the show. So be sure to send us your questions to @GameSpot on Twitter. Also, float them in the chat room, in the comments of the video, or shoot them to onthespot@gamespot.com. Keep them coming in. We'll try to answer them as we can because we got Joe here live. He's going to be answering questions about Jurassic Park. And then we got demos galore later in the show, but let's start it off with dinosaurs. That's a great way to start any show, and I'm excited you're here, Joe. So set it up for us. What's the deal with Jurassic Park, the game?
Jurassic Park, the game. There are dinosaurs in it, and it's a game where we take players back to the island where the original film takes place.
Excellent.
And we take you back to the dinosaurs, and we take you back to the timeline of the original film. The game takes place about halfway through the events, or it starts there and then it continues beyond them. We have a new cast of characters.
Is stuff also going terribly wrong for them?
Yes, stuff is going terribly wrong. If you remember in that movie, there's a dark and stormy night, and the security goes down, and the dinosaurs start coming out of their cages and walking around and eating people.
And the goats are the first ones to go.
Yeah, the goats go first, and then the people.
Then they come for the people, and it's not pretty.
No, it's not a good ending.
But it definitely is exciting, and it makes for some exciting scenarios for the game, I would imagine. So let's check it out. What do we have? What are folks seeing right now?
Right now we're seeing a part in the game where we have some of our characters kind of discovering what's going on with Jurassic Park. This is Jerry Harding and his daughter Jess. Jerry is the chief veterinarian of the park. He plays a bit part in the film itself, and he's got his daughter here out to visit for the long weekend, and they're trying to evacuate with everybody else. But they don't make it to the boat because they run into a mysterious woman, and they've got to head to the presumed safety of the visitor center.
Okay, trying to batten down the hatches and ride it out.
Yeah, they're gonna ride it out, and everything's gonna be just fine.
Sure, no problem. It's designed to handle there are contingency plans.
There's plenty of safety. Yes, Jurassic Park is a safe place to be, and that is very much what Jerry Harding thinks. He's kind of he buys into the dream.
He lets his daughter stand very close to a Triceratops. It's no big deal.
It's no problem.
Yeah.
His daughter is a little more of an adventurous character, a little more of a risk taker. He's a little more conservative, and they've run into this Triceratops. They've discovered the gate is open. They're trying to figure out what are we going to do about this. We've got to get past, and we have a little exploration and problem solving.
Okay.
So what we've just seen here is there's a picture-in-picture navigation system that we're using, which is new for Telltale. It's new, like a lot of the things in this game are new. And it allows us to kind of get quickly between the different parts of the scene that are live, because we wanted to shortcut the walking around, which isn't always the most entertaining
Yeah, so as
part.
opposed to you guiding the character around, you just call that up and say, oh, I want to check out the Triceratops, or I want to get into the Jeep and check that out.
Yeah, I want to be part of this part of the scene now, or I want to go over to this character now.
There we go.
We've got an ensemble cast, and we're allowed to play different characters through the course of the game.
Okay.
Jerry and Jess are kind of like their anchor tenants. They're the main people that we interact with. But there's a whole group of people that end up stranded, left behind on Jurassic Park. You know, the characters from the film, they got out on a helicopter, but these guys are stuck back here for different reasons, and they all have to work together or clash with each other in order to try to survive.
Try to survive, and as we know, times get desperate. You know, some people are like, let's band together to survive, and others are like, I'm gonna steal that canister and hop in my Jeep and drive through the jungle, and I'm gonna get out of here and be rich.
Yes, you go ahead and die, and I will survive, and we're gonna have some of that dynamic. And the canister that you just mentioned is like that awesome dangling plot thread from the movie of the stolen dinosaur embryos taken by Dennis Nedry so that he can sell them and make a mint, and he dies a grisly death.
Oh yeah.
But we never really find out what happens to that canister of embryos.
That Barbasol, where does it end up?
That Barbasol, who's shaving with that thing? And I always wanted to know what happens, so we're gonna tell you what happens.
Very cool. So this does, you know, it doesn't just exist parallel to the original movie. It sort of ties in and extrapolates threads from it.
Exactly. It ties into the original movie, but it takes us in a new place with new characters on the same island to parts of the island we haven't seen before. and to the consequences that we don't know yet. Like, you've got all these dinosaurs who have just come out of their cages, separated by millions of years of evolution. They're interacting and sniffing each other for the first time. What's going to happen?
Totally unpredictable.
Totally unpredictable.
Yeah.
And the environments of the park, places we haven't necessarily seen, that are crumbling and now being inhabited by the dinosaurs who get to cruise around in them.
So you get to travel around the park, around the islands?
Yeah, we're going to explore. We're going to see some of the familiar sights. We're going to see the visitor center, other places that we know and love. And we're also going to go to some parts of the park that are kind of hinted at, but we've never seen before. Some of the rides and attractions that we haven't yet seen.
Rides and attractions, that's right, because
Yes.
this here with the Jeep, the sort of, safari ride, that's familiar, but, are there like dino teacups or something? Is there like a kid zone? It's a carnival atmosphere?
It's very similar, and this is stuff that is in the process of being built. They got the tour done first, and that's what John Hammond was showing in the movie, but they had the slideshow of, we got these other attractions, they're in process, they'll open later.
Okay.
So we're going to go to some of those other places, entirely different environments. Oh, and here we have, things are not going so well.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. The Triceratops that they just conveniently shoved back into its paddock with a little bit of cooperation between daddy and daughter has now busted loose, because it turns out that she's not too happy about the noise of the Jeep bleating at her like a animal making a dominance display. So we'll be learning about the behavior of these animals and having to cope with the behavior of these animals. Yes.
In a big way. Now we've got some questions coming in through the chat room about obviously all the prompts we're seeing on screen are Xbox 360 controller prompts, but this game is not running on an Xbox 360.
It's a game that will be on console, and it will be on PC and on Macintosh.
And so we're playing it on PC. Just to clarify, you folks at home, we're playing it on PC. We got the gamepad plugged in.
That's right. This is the gamepad control.
Yeah. So that's the footage you're seeing right now. And yeah, folks, keep the questions coming through chat on Twitter to @GameSpot as we watch. Jessie, is it?
That's right, Jessie. She's actually somewhat familiar with hot wiring things, and in order to get this horn to stop running, she has to pull open the steering column and pull those wires out. So that's what she's doing right now, and it looks like she just succeeded. Finally, the action is over.
And not getting totally gored by.
Not getting totally. Everything's going to be just fine. The mysterious woman's. Oh, what was that?
I'm slightly perturbed by the fact that this Jeep is sideways.
So there's no telling what that could be coming on the way.
Oh, the thumping.
Yes. We didn't see the glass of water with the concentric circles, but if there had been a glass of water, we would have seen that.
We would have seen that, and that's no earthquake. So here we have a bad situation, probably getting a little worse. He's trapped under the gate, they're trapped in the Jeep.
Yes, escalating, getting a little bit worse, very much in the spirit of the films, in the spirit of the Spielberg wonderful action set pieces, where things start to crumble, and then they get worse, and then they get extreme, and then we try to kick it up a notch. So here we have Jerry, he's trapped under the gate, he's trying to get to his daughter. Good thing he made it out. We've got a very accessible interface where you interact directly with the things on screen. You can quickly find out what's important to you, but how you interact with them, how you put things together is what's going to make it challenging and interesting. And now Jerry is trying to get to his daughter. She's trapped in the Jeep, and the T-Rex and Triceratops are starting to go at it.
They're really, so he's going to try to sneak? Okay, this is, get whacked by the tail, dodge.
Yes, very much dino dodging. He's not going to be able to directly confront these forces of nature. He's going to try and go around. And the Triceratops versus T-Rex is something that we had so many discussions about. We wanted to see dinos clashing, and which dinosaurs are we going to show?
And so you've got T-Rex, you've got Triceratops. Can you give us a preview of some of the other dinos we're going to see around?
Absolutely, we're going to have some of the old favorites. We're going to, we couldn't have Jurassic Park without Velociraptors.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah. Those guys will be out there getting you. We're going to have Dilophosaurus with the frills coming up.
And the shrieking.
And the spit.
That's a very good impression.
Oh, thank you guys. Well, I did some of the Foley, so.
Excellent. And so Dilophosaurus, Velociraptor.
Velociraptor, T-Rex, Triceratops. We're going to dig deeper into some of the dinosaurs that were only touched on in the film. One of my favorites, Parasaurolophus. He's a big-ass herbivore with a lovely crest coming off the back of its head, with hollow bones that's used to communicate across distance. And we're going to learn more about those creatures.
Oh my goodness!
On the less intellectual plane, when it comes down to it, you can die, which is also a different thing. Yeah, it's a perilous situation.
No, that's where you see that shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and then get another shot at making it through. Oh no.
It looks like the shish kebab happens again.
So I like that it's the scoop and then chomp. It's such a fluid motion.
Yeah, there's some of each. Okay, he gets past it. Well done.
Close one.
We're gonna have those guys. We're gonna have tastes of a number of other creatures, some of which I don't want to reveal, including a new dinosaur that has never been experienced in Jurassic Park before, for good reasons, having to do with its backstory. It's less of an in-your-face creature like T-Rex and Velociraptor coming up and eating your face.
Okay.
Instead of eating your face immediately, it is like a stealth creature. It's a night stalker.
Oh, okay, so it'll eat your face in your sleep.
Yeah, well, essentially, it'll eat your face while you're having a horrible nightmare, while your eyes are open staring at it.
Oh my goodness, that sounds horrifying,
Yes.
which is kind of good. We actually, just before that the grisly death happened, we had someone asking, are you guys going to go life or death with this, or you're going to work around it, and boom, you got your answer.
I think the question is answered there. Yeah, that's certainly a new aspect for a Telltale game. And it just is absolutely appropriate to Jurassic Park. If you've got dinosaurs running around and you're running around with them, we wanted to show the consequences.
And boy, are those consequences heavy, it can seem. Now, this is, a lot of the games you guys do, they're episodic games. Jurassic Park is being planned that way as well?
Absolutely. It's an episodic title right on the heels of Back to the Future.
Which, congrats, is doing quite well as well.
Thank you kindly. Yeah, wonderful game.
Very cool. So Jurassic Park Episode 1, people want to get in there, want to live those conflicts themselves. Can you give them a window when they can look forward to getting their hands on it?
Jurassic Park is coming soon. That's what I can tell you.
It's coming soon.
Yes, and it's coming out for consoles, but immediately it's coming out for PC and Macintosh.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for joining us and showing the game off. It's looking very cool. I, for one, am excited to return to the islands and get back in the mix with the dinosaurs. And thanks for being the first demo on our live show.
Fantastic. Good to be here.
Cheers.